Hello everyone. I'm going to show you around a little pyramid I built probably a couple years ago. There's a lot of other stuff in here. You can kind of see a castle, maybe see a few other things in the distance. But mostly it's just about the pyramid for this video. I'll kind of show everybody what's around it a little bit later. But for now, we're just going to take a walk through the entrance. I'll try to fill the air with maybe some historical significance to the Illuminati. Illuminati! Which means enlightened in Latin. And it's a name given to several different groups. There are probably many different Illuminati. People like to think that they control the world, and yet they forget that half the world's population lies within India, China, and Indonesia. So if there were Illuminati, that would probably be a good place to start. It really is tough to keep track of these things. Oh, eyes looking down on you as you walk through the rose gardens, and I think lilies or something. I'm not quite sure what the function of a lot of these blocks are for, so I use them for decoration. As you can see, we've got a lot of explosives, rubies, gold, diamond, and skulls and heads, whatnot, just stored in the entrances. It's pretty much symmetrical. Everything you see is going to be the exact same on the other side. I think it's even 4-point symmetry, if that's even a thing. Try not to go over my own head here. But as you can see, it's got a pretty good red-green color scheme. Good water flow. We'll get to the upper part in a little bit, and you'll see where all that water's coming from. So we're just taking a look at the inner pyramid. You got staircases. If you want to make your way up to the top, you don't have to worry about climbing too many ladders, or it's all built with proper headroom. Like all the stairwells, you could walk up, but we're in creative mode, so you can just fly around to get a nice view of everything. Like I said, the Illuminati is just a phrase people use. Whether there really is an Illuminati or whether they're influential at all. I mean, there's obvious, conspiracies and hidden planning and clandestine stuff that people do in government and Hollywood and business, just in a group of friends. Like if you're working with people and one person, oh, eyes, it's looking at you, oh, it looks upset. But anyways, just a group of people, there's always, a hierarchy, and it's really tough to work your way up it because it's not determined by any kind of skill, it's determined by other people's approval. And so if that hierarchy gets corrupted, the entire institution should fail. But there are plenty of ineffectual and impotent institutions that still exist. You're ruining my video, Cat, and I don't want to do this again. I've tried 5 times to get a good run just so we could get a nice view of this thing. Oh, more eyes looking down on you. I didn't really intend on those platforms making kind of eyebrows or eyelids to kind of give expression to these 4 corners here. Got red, yellow, green, and blue. As you can see, we're at the top of the small pyramid. You can look out these eyes. It's all windows. You can see into the 4 different directions, and of course stairwells. A lot of good points of reference to get a nice shot of a hidden face. I mean, if you see 2 eyes, you're going to probably picture a nose and a mouth. The whole thing's so symmetrical that I was surprised that it worked out so well. As you know, there's a song that was called Illuminati. Illuminati! By Anonymous, even though I don't think they drop records. It's basically just a mix someone did. I don't know who to credit. So we're at the orb here in the center, resting between the 2 tips of the inner pyramids. The whole thing is filled with glowstone because it looked cool. I figure the 4 eyes, as the sun, shines through them, then light up that orb and energize the water. For what purpose, I don't know. I'm treating this thing like Legos. When you build a Lego spaceship, you've got missiles and stuff that can be used, but really, it's just design. It's for fun. I wanted it to look pretty. It's even got proper lighting and torches. As you can see, I used some of the, not glowstone, but whatever that stuff is called. You need one of those red torches to light it up. And so those create little street lights for all the walkways. Now we're up above the eyes here. I wanted to make sure there were lots of platforms for people to walk around, even a little garden there. So we're going to work our way up to the upper pyramid within the pyramid, where all the water is coming from. As you can see, it kind of flows out the tip down over the sphere, and then goes through the top of the bottom pyramid into pools of water that pour out the 4 different entrances, exits. I don't play online. I wouldn't know how to save it. Well, I've got a save file, but I wouldn't know how to share it or let other people walk around in it. So here we are. You can see the water pooling as it flows down these 4 chutes, which are the inside of the upper pyramid. You can see at the top we've got a checkered pattern, which is common for Illuminati for some reason. And here you have the water flowing down these 4 chutes and collecting into a pool, which then pours over the sphere, the orb. And it's symmetrical and it's all lined up, kind of the walkways and staircases, you know, trying to cover them. Like I said, like if I treat it as though it's real life. If somebody were walking up a staircase or around a walkway, you need a fence or a, what do you call it, barrier? A railing, or a stone railing, whatever you call it. This way you can't just walk off the edge anywhere in this thing. Here you see the water flows out of these reservoirs, which are open to the open air. In a way it collects rainwater, even though technically the water doesn't pool. I had to put it there myself. And we're just about at the top. You have these checkered black and white panes of glass which allow light to shine in. And finally you get up to the upper parts here. The very top of the pyramid. A very lonely place up in the clouds. So that's our upper water area. I don't know what to call any of this. I'm not very prepared. I built the thing and now I have to describe it. Look, you know, you got a glass ceiling so you can look down on the waterworks. And here you have just this lonely little upper portion. You know, you got the 4 views, you got the Washington Monument there, which is kind of tough to build a monolith or a obelisk in this game, because you can't taper. Everything's done in blocks. There you have a castle, which is also a type of fractal. The walls are a repeating pattern. That becomes a theme later on. I'll show you the Menger sponge and the Sierpinski triangle. I hope I'm pronouncing those correctly. But that was our upper portion, and now we're about to get to the very top tip of the pyramid. Now it's not as tall as it could have been. It's I should probably have some stats on how many blocks that is. I suppose if you see the ruler that I set up, you know, a glowstone for every 10 blocks, and then you can just build out from that and kind of measure the height of your pyramid. It has a nice illuminated tip. You can see the torches kind of cover the top in light, right just above the clouds. And now we're about to get a better shot of the outside of the pyramid. See, the elite control your lives with fear, just scaring you, with terror on your screen telling you what to believe. But who benefits from panic, hunger, and greed? That's how they feed upon the masses like a freaking disease. I don't know if I can include the song. You think something by Anonymous would be copyright free, but you never know. Well, there you go. There's your outer portion. You can see the eyes taper out so they have a brow or a lid. You know, I want to make it vertical, but you have to, in a symmetrical and even way, cover up that taper it off so it actually molds in with the angle of the pyramid. I just know building it wasn't too bad. You know, it looks nice because of the decoration, but it's pretty simple. The hard part was putting those eyes in. You know, trying to taper it properly. You had to make it symmetrical. You know, there's 5 blocks in, and then 3 blocks, and then 2 blocks, and then 1, 1, 1, and then 5. And it's a lot of basic math, and it takes days and hours out of the day, and it seems like such a waste of time if I don't share it with people. I really don't know what else to say. I mean, it looks cool. I'm proud of it. I think it's pretty. But it's like Legos. I mean, you build a ship out of Lego, and what are you going to do? Glue it together? Luckily, Minecraft allows you to build and build and build. But there's just no way for me to share it, because I'm 32 years old, and the fact that I play this game enough, not play it, but use it enough to build something like this, could be seen as a little sad. Like, really? You spent your time on this? But anyways, this is a good overview of kind of what we've been through already, and I hope you enjoyed it.